401k, people have kind of really adopted that. And it's very similar to the mortgage. Americans, for some reason, we're terrible at saving. There's a chart that I saw a number of years ago. It shows all the nations. We have the highest income rate and the lowest savings rate out of all the top 10 nations that were compared. The 401k is, like you said, it's an automated forced plan. I do believe that if most people didn't do that, they wouldn't have any savings because they're not paying themselves first and they're not using that financial discipline to make sure money goes aside. So I want to validate that aspect of it. For the average person, a forced savings plan is probably the best idea. Now, that being said, does the forced savings plan have to be the 401k? And that's what we need to look at. So, just to kind of go back a little bit, life insurance is the same way. Forced savings, I can have it go aside every single month out of my income, and it's an automated thing. So there's more options than just that. With the 401k, it was actually created in 1979 by a guy named Ted Benna. Ted made it just for his company. So it was not an IRS like Wall Street thing that everyone uses. It was literally just that company, and he used an IRS code to develop it. And they literally had like one or two funds. And so it was this very small scale thing. In the 80s, Wall Street got a hold of it and they really marketed it as a way to start getting more and more people into their products and services. At the same time, in the business world, there was kind of this phase where businesses that were guaranteeing pensions realized that they couldn't afford that. And so they were looking for a way out. And the 401k seemed to be the right way to do that. So this big push sent people into 401ks. Now, the bottom line with a 401k is that it's a deferred compensation plan. And it's important to know what that means. It means that when I put money in my 401k, I'm opting to defer, which means for something to happen later, my compensation, which is my pay or my wages. So I'm basically saying I'm going to opt to get paid later. The company match is the same thing. So a lot of people have this mindset, when I invest in the 401k, I'm getting a free match. It's actually not a free match. It's deferred compensation. That would have been my wage, but they're going to pay it to me later. Okay, so it's not actually free money. When employers were surveyed, they said it's a 90 cent on the dollar reduction in wages, every single dollar that's matched. So they're admitting we're reducing your pay to give you this match. Now for the employer, they're getting the avoidance of payroll tax and they still get the tax deduction. So it's kind of a nice deal for them. For me, I have to give up a dollar to get a dollar, but I'm actually not going to get either of those dollars till I'm 60, which they may or may not be there. The second factor is the tax deduction. So if I look at taxes, I'm getting a deduction on the front end, and that's very attractive. But the problem is that I'm foregoing long-term capital gains tax. So for those that don't know, if I were to just invest cash into any sort of investment, if I held it for longer than a year, I'm only paying long-term capital gains tax. That's a rate of 15%. Okay, if I'm in the top, tax bracket, it might be 20%. When I do the 401k, it's income tax. It's not capital gains tax, it's income tax. So if I have that money in there for the next 40 years and I pull it out, I'm paying income tax. And if we do the math, in 40 years, taxes will be higher than they are today. In 1913, the highest tax bracket was 7%. now it's 40%. So they're going to go up. It's inevitable. So I'm going to pay more in taxes, and it's going to be a larger sum of money.
If you're wondering, what does Wealth Dynamics do? How can we actually help you? Number one, if you haven't gotten a copy of my book, Blueprint to Financial Freedom, grab one now. You can get that down in the comments in the video. You can get the link for that. Number two, we do a free course on Fridays on personal finance. Okay, you can also get the link for the description there too. And then finally, if you have a desire to start getting help walking through these different phases toward financial freedom, book a call with my team. Go to our website, set up a call. We're able to help out and answer questions. That's how we can help you. Thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Make sure you turn notifications on, and I will talk to you guys on the next video.